Good afternoon. Welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody. This is Brock Shimano. Today is Tuesday, November 27th. The market is moving higher here. Corn trading up 13, beans up 25.5. Wheat in Chicago trading up 24, and that Kansas City wheat contract is trading up 31. Brock, wheat and beans, they led the market to the upside today. What's the reason behind it?
I don't think any specific headline was really driving the markets today. Nothing new out there, but what we did see is a combination of a few different items that were pushing the markets higher, especially in that spread between Kansas City and Chicago wheat. We saw that move another 7 cents higher today. That's 12 cents in the last 2 days. That's widened. I think what was driving that was crop progress came out yesterday. We were another 1% lower on the good to excellent rating for the winter wheat crop. If you take a look at this map here provided by Plant Analytics, you can see that the soil moisture levels for much of the winter wheat growing area in Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, these areas are down in the single digits. They're really low on their soil moisture. I think that's what's been driving the condition ratings there. But that's what's going on here domestically. Internationally, we also had some information from Ukraine. Looks like they're reaching their threshold of about 5.5 million metric tons that they're looking to export. They're sitting at about 5.42 currently. So that's coming down the line, maybe some export curves out of Ukraine.
Yeah, and all these things, they've been on the table for a while. This is stuff that people have been talking about, but it continues to ramp up here. The situation in the hard red winter wheat growing conditions, the next 7 to 10 days is going to continue to be dry. That means that most likely the good to excellent ratings will continue to fall. There's a significant risk as we go into the growing season here for this wheat crop. It doesn't necessarily mean just because we have these bad conditions right now doesn't necessarily translate into bad yields during harvest. However, it makes a significant amount of risk going into the growing season. We need to see adequate moisture for these crops to have any chance whatsoever here in the hard red winter regions. Let's take a look at beans here because they rallied hard as well. We're trading at $14.50, and we do have a 200-day moving average right above it at $14.55, so do pay attention to that. That should offer resistance here. It was, people did talk about it as we broke it. I suggest that, when we trade up around that 200-day moving average, we're going to see a little bit of selling pressure, especially in the overnight situation when there really isn't a ton of volume. Also, if we mount that, if we get above that 200-day moving average, we're going to have that previous low that will then have. It'll turn into a roll reversal here, and I believe that will also provide resistance right around that 1478 area. It's also an area where we're going to have that trend line resistance. So there's a lot of resistance up around this level. These are going to be battlegrounds, very important to watch, but I think, the fundamentals here, the planting delays in South America, the great export sales for soybean oil, we're ahead of pace for soybeans in terms of those export sales. I think the demand is here, and I think we have the possibility here to move higher.
Yeah, it really seems like the rally over the last week or so has been driven by those good soybean exports, the soybean oil sales, and then also by some of the concerns out of Brazil. If we continue to see that pattern with the good exports, the weather concerns in Brazil, do you think we're going to be able to get past these resistance levels that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, like you said, I think that if we do not continue planting progress down South America, if that's delayed anymore, yes, I think that we have the ability to rise above these resistance levels. But that doesn't mean that we're going to go above them right now. What it means is we need to pay close attention to these price levels and see how price reacts to them. This may be a battleground. We may get a little bit of choppy trading around these levels. But if we're able to get above them, I think we have a little bit of room to run.
Okay. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We'll be updating you all day throughout the trade session. Check us out on Facebook or get a hold of us at 877-472-4607.